Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us on KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Tom Sherry.
And I'm Whitney Ward. Well, this week has been a roller coaster of emotion for Cougs fans. So with the original opponent for the Sun Bowl pulling out, of course, because of these COVID-19 cases just hours after the team had landed there in Texas, things were looking as though the Sun Bowl might actually be canceled until a new team was finally found to fill in.
Well, Brenda Green, obviously joining us right now, our sports director. It's now set that WSU is officially turned the page now. They're going to be in El Paso, and they're preparing to play Central Michigan.
Yeah, we are just 3 days away from this contest, so a bit of a quick turnaround. Speaking of turnarounds, WSU quarterback Jayden de Laura actually just joined the team in El Paso after his flight from Hawaii to Seattle was delayed, which caused him to not get to Pullman on time for the team charter. He was at practice today for the first time after all of that craziness. Dickert said it was good to have him back out there just because the energy feels different when Jayden is there. This team will get 3 days to prep for Central Michigan, which is a short amount of time, but Dickert has found a different way to frame it.
When we talked to the guys when we got the game, we say, hey, everybody wants to be a professional. This is like a Sunday to Thursday game, so we get really 3 days to prepare. We, stay on our rules and principles and just make sure our guys can go around and play fast.
We'll get one last update from WSU practice tomorrow as they will close it to the media on Thursday. We will hear from Jake Dickert that day, though, at the head coach's press conference. So, yeah, just things ever evolving. And, I hate to say this, but we had a bowl game that was supposed to happen today that just got canceled a few hours ago. So to think that we are out of the woods yet, I just don't think is really plausible. I'm going to feel out of the woods when the teams are kicking off in El Paso.
We should mention that Boise State was supposed to play Central Michigan. They got the COVID protocol thing going on, so they're out. That's why Central Michigan was available to play WSU. It's just like whack-a-mole.
Yeah, and I mean, you never know when something's going to pop up and all of a sudden we have an issue here. So let's just keep our fingers crossed that this game actually happens, because nothing feels like it's for certain right now in this COVID world.
Trying to be ready for anything, basically. It's just a lot for them right now.
Yep, it's a lot for them. It's a lot for us, but we will get through it. Speaking of us, myself and Travis Green getting on a plane tomorrow to head down to El Paso. So we will be on the ground Thursday for all of the latest coverage. Also later on in the show today, we're starting our features before this game. We're starting to show those. So Travis Green sitting down with Gonzaga Prep and WSU standout Armani Marshy has quite a story from walk-on to all Pac-12 play.
How cool is that?
You guys are certainly busy. We should let everyone know that that game, KREM 2 is the place where we're going to be broadcasting that game. So for the latest on Washington State Cougars and the Sun Bowl, join us Friday at 8 a.m. Brenna is going to be doing a special pregame special leading into CBS Sports coverage of the game. That game will start at 9 in the morning. Again, that's this coming Friday, New Year's Eve morning. And you can only catch that Cougar game in the Sun Bowl right here on KREM 2.
We are certainly looking forward to it, and go Cougs. Okay, so we're tracking that, but we are also very much tracking this week's insanity weather-wise. Just blistering cold, and we know that it's not just, like a one-day event. Things are going to get even colder than they are already.
Yeah, we get snow. We know what to do with that, and normally we just get weather that inconveniences. This is the kind of weather, this is the kind of weather that can kill you. I mean, this is dangerously cold weather. So let's get right to it and show you what we're talking about. It is 11 degrees right now. Thankfully, you can see Old Glory right there. Not much movement in that United States flag. That's because for the most part, the winds are calm. When you take a look at the feels like temperatures around the region, again, it's up in Omak. This is what with the wind chill factored in. It feels like it's 7 degrees below zero, 2 up in Kettle Falls, and 7 right now in Sandpoint. This is where frostbite is a real possibility. There's a little bit of snow that's falling, not so much in Washington, but down just across the border into Oregon, and we're getting a little bit of snow along the Washington and Oregon border down there. But again, pretty dry weather until it's not. We think on Thursday we could get some snow. So down to 4 tonight. We'll see 1 degree for the low Thursday morning, -1 expected Friday morning, and that snow that we may get on Thursday, all of this snow, none of it's melting because you can see our temperatures are well below freezing. We'll take a look at your complete 7-day forecast coming up in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, and with the freezing temperatures here in the area, the snow and the ice that has built up on all the side streets across Spokane and really across the entire area, that's not going to be melting anytime soon. So right now, the city of Spokane, for example, is just focusing on keeping those arterials, hills and bridges clear. That means the most dangerous part of your drive could be right there in your own neighborhood.
Yeah, the city's snow plan only calls for activating a full city plow of side streets when it snows 4 inches or more. But with more snow on the way and, of course, these much below freezing temperatures, this week the situations on the side streets is only going to get worse.
And we know when temperatures get this low that it is dangerous. Hypothermia can actually set in faster than you probably think. So if you are going outside, just make sure that you're thinking about these things. Dress in layers, avoid unnecessary exposure, put those gloves on. For example, don't take your jacket off if you get warm. Maybe you're out there shoveling or cleaning up outside. If you end up getting wet, take it seriously. You want to dry off and get somewhere warm. A doctor from UW says if you're shivering, that means you've already gotten too cold. Severe hypothermia symptoms include confusion, difficulty walking, and uncontrollable shivering. If you notice those signs in yourself or anyone else, make sure and get medical help right away.
And remember, if it's too cold for you outside, that means it's also too cold for your pets. Here are some tips on how to keep them safe. You know, you can actually get your pet a coat. Pets can benefit from that extra layer of protection. Another tip, check your pet's paws, as the cold, damp weather can lead to cracked paws. Also, cut back on baths. They actually dry out your pet's skin. And keep your pets inside as much as possible, as in like most of the time during this blast of cold Arctic weather.
Very important. And a quick reminder, the city of Spokane has opened a warming shelter downtown that is allowing pets right now, along with food and blankets. There are more than 100 mats for people who need a place to sleep overnight so they are not out in the cold. So the city is taking donations right now for the center. They say the most requested items are socks and other winter gear. Those can all be taken to be donated at the Cannon Street shelter. The warming center will be open through January 2nd to anyone who needs a place to stay.
Well, we are following new developments in the murder of Jason Fox. That is a Newport teenager. He was found dead last October.
So 4 men have been in jail awaiting trial for his death. Today, one of them, though, walked free. So new at 4, KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk talked to Fox's father, who said the suspect is getting off way too easy.
Well, Whitney, prosecutors told the court they believe Kevin Belding was at this rural property the night Jason Fox was murdered. They just could not prove that he physically committed the murder or helped bury the body. Now, some of the details of this crime are disturbing. Today, Belding pled guilty to lesser charges, including rendering criminal assistance a felony and failure to notify the coroner. Now, Belding faced roughly 1 year in prison for those charges, but was released from jail today, a free man, getting credit for the 14 months he's already served.
To me, that's obscene. You can eat popcorn and watch a murder and know where a child is buried for 3 weeks. And, and then another 4 weeks almost after that before they were arrested, not say anything and keep living life. To me, those laws need to change.
Only to be found a month later in a shallow grave.
The other 3 men, Riley Hillstead, Matthew Raditz Freeman, and Claude Merritt, remain in jail. Police believe they beat Fox to death, tied his hands, and buried him in a shallow grave. Fox's parents believe Jason was killed because he was gay. They want the 3 suspects to be charged with a hate crime, and they will go on trial early this spring. In the newsroom, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.